All right, all right. It is 12:32, and you're listening. Hello. Hey, I'm on. Yes, I am on the air doing Heart Talk. Yes, I'm on right now in the middle of Heart Talk. I know that, and I'm on Heart Talk right now, and it's open, and I'm talking in the middle of Heart Talk. Sorry about that, guys. We're having some technical difficulties. Just give us a little bit. We're getting it together. You're tuned into Heart Talk with your heart coach, Adelaide Brown, right here on KineticHiFi.com. Can we do this? Can we do this when I finish with Heart Talk? Okay, well, it's on. You want me to cut it off now? It's over the air. It's over the air right now. Okay, thank you. Sorry about that, guys. We are working on getting our phone system together so that you guys can call in again and make your request. And it's real radio, it's community radio, and you're hearing it as we go. So that's our director, Ramsey Lewis. Thanks for calling in, Ramsey, and making sure we're getting things straight. Let's get into our Heart Talk segment. Thank you guys so much for being here. This is the talk portion of our show where we come to renew our minds and restore our hearts. This segment is brought to you by my new book, Help Save Me from My Broken Heart, Your Journey to Living and Loving Again. You can pre order your copy of Help Save Me from My Broken Heart at theheartconnections.com. Theheartconnections.com. We've been talking about hope, and we've been talking about what hope is, and many of us are going through life, and we're posting all of these posts about how I'm I have it together, I'm getting all of this together, I'm a boss, I'm relationship goals, and I'm making gains, and I see all kinds of crazy things that people are saying and they're doing, and they're not really, they're saying it on the surface, but they don't mean it. And I know they don't mean it, because when you start to look at the quality of the relationships around them, when you start to look at the finances, you start to look at the health, you start to look at how they treat others and those around them, it's very clear that there is no happiness, there is no hope, there is no abundance in their lives at that point. And I just want to talk about it because many people are just absolutely miserable, and misery loves company. Misery also shows up in different ways. Misery shows up when we sabotage ourselves and others. It can be very discreet. It can be or very out and just wide out in the open. And I want to encourage you, because I think that some of us have been going through things in our lives. And because we've been going through things and we've been struggling, if you missed the first segment of Heart Talk today, we had Miss Dorothea Brunique on with Increasing Hope Financial Training Center. And Increasing Hope, you can check them out at increasinghope.org. But she was talking about how she sees these habits and these systems of dysfunction and finances in the clients that she's working with, specifically in the African American community. And she was saying how, a lot of it's the root cause of it. It starts with our belief system behind money, and not even just money, our belief systems about ourselves. What we think about ourselves affect how we handle money, how we receive money, how money goes out, how we invest our money, how we seed our money. And many times people don't want to hear anything you're talking about until you're talking about money. But just even with talking with Miss Bernique and and just talking about hope deferred with you guys, we people want to talk money, but you don't want to talk the root or the foundation to what can hold your money or house your money. If you look at it like a container, if God is going to pour out blessings into your life, you have to make room for those blessings to come in. It's just like if you have a lot of money, a lot of people usually house it, or the container for it would be their bank account or whatever way they are investing the money. The problem with many of us is many of us do not have ourselves together mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. We're not rooted in Christ. We don't know who we are. We're very confused about what we want in life and who we are at the core. We're very doubtful about our existence. We don't really value ourselves, though we say things like we care about ourselves, but the decisions that we make, the food that we eat, the people that we hang around show us that we really don't care about ourselves. And then we wonder why money isn't right. Or you may be someone who makes a lot of money, but you don't trust the people you're spending the money with. You don't trust the company that you built around you while you have this money. And a lot of it is because hope is deferred. Hope has been deferred. And Proverbs 13:12 tells us, hope deferred makes the heart sick, but a longing fulfilled is a tree of life. Going back to the King James Version, hope deferred maketh the heart sick, but when the desire cometh, it is the tree of life. What does deferred mean? Deferred, when you defer something, it means to postpone, to put off to a later time. Hope deferred. What is hope? To cherish a desire with anticipation, to want something to happen or be true. So when you hope for something, you want something to happen or you want it to be true. So if your hope is deferred, you are postponing or putting off wanting something to happen. Why would you defer your hope? Why would you put off wanting something good to happen to you? The only reason I can come up with, well, I can come up with a few, but one of the main reasons I can think of is you put off hope because you don't believe you deserve it. You don't believe you can get it. And therefore, why would you expect something that you never even could imagine that you would even be worthy of having? I've talked to you guys before about just me going into marriage. Yes, my husband and I have been dating for a while, and on the surface, I was like, yeah, he better marry me because we've been together all of this time and all of this. But under the surface, I know why. Now that I've done this work on myself, I know why it took so long for us to get married, because my hope was deferred when it came to marriage. I was putting off wanting something to happen or be true. I was putting off allowing myself to desire to be married because of the fear of rejection of him not wanting to do it. So, like, this is what we do. We tell ourselves, oh, I can't do that, and never try. So we take a no without ever putting any type of effort or even trying to search for a yes. We just take no and just leave it there. You can't keep doing that to yourself. You can't do that to your family. You can't do that to the generations to come. The world we live in is a product of what those before us left behind. What are you leaving behind to those that are coming? You don't have to be a parent to be concerned about this. You should hope, you should desire with anticipation that you should want to care about what's to happen after you leave here, because you're living in what someone else left you. And we have to get this right. This is a Wednesday. It's hump day. This is a chance. Okay, the week may have started off a certain way, but now on this day, you can shift it. You can say, this is how I'm going to look at it. This is how I'm going to do it. This is how I'm going to handle this situation moving forward. My hope was deferred. I put off wanting something good to happen to me. Why did you put that off? Because the truth of the matter is, I didn't believe I deserved it from the start. Why would you want something that you don't think is supposed to be yours? But the sad thing about it, many of us, our hope is deferred when it comes to our health, when it comes to getting healing in our body, when it comes to getting healing in our spirits, when it comes to allowing our relationships to be restored, when it comes to forgiveness, when it comes to reconciliation. We are deferring hope. You need hope before you can get faith. And without faith, it's impossible to please God. So when you're postponing hope, when you're deferring hope and putting off hope, it's like taking poison and expecting somebody else to die from it. That's what it's like. You're poisoning yourself. When you sabotage yourself and you sabotage others, it's all coming back on you. And guess what? All it is showing the state that your heart is in. It's showing how sick and weary your heart really is, the core of who you are. Many of the diseases that manifest in our bodies come from our core. It's a syndrome called metabolic syndrome, and it's something that if you they say that you have metabolic syndrome. Well, I don't want to make these general because medicine changes so fast, but I heard a doctor was telling me one time if when you fix your pants and your stomach hangs over your belt, then you have metabolic syndrome, and that increases your risk of getting all types of other diseases because when fat accumulates around your stomach area, your abdominal area, that's where a lot of disease breeds. Well, your digestive system, that's where your gut, that's where disease sits. And what I want you to get is that many of us are experiencing that type of syndrome in our hearts. We're experiencing metabolic syndrome. The core of us is not strong, it's weak, it's out of shape, it hasn't been disciplined, it hasn't been trained, it hasn't been fulfilled, it hasn't been fed. Just like your physical body needs to get fed, your spirit needs to get fed, your soul needs to get fed, and we have to work on that. And we wonder why we get so sick and we breathe these high blood pressure, diabetes, cancer, MS, and all of these other things. A lot of times it's because we're not healing our hearts, and emotionally and mentally and spiritually is too much to handle. So these things start to manifest in other parts of your body, in your relationship, in your finances, in your profession, whatever it is. Let's not defer our hope, guys. Let's focus on the one who can really help us. And we'll talk about that more in our last segment of Heart Talk. But this has been Heart Talk. I've given you some things to think about, and I hope that you really think on these things. Make sure you pre-order your copy of the new book, Help Save Me from My Broken Heart, at theheartconnections.com. And with all of this hope deferred, we need to talk about who we need to put our hope in, and that's Jesus. All My Hope, featuring Torrin Wells. This is by Crowder, and this is going out to you, Zelda. Happy birthday. I love you all the way in Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas area. And thank you for tuning in. You guys stick around. We'll be back with more. Kai High Five. All right, all right. Hello, everybody. Thank you guys so much for tuning in live. If you want to catch me live every hour for Heart Talk, you can go to the YouTube page and I'll put that in the link above. But what do you guys think about hope deferred? Can you relate to some of these things that I'm saying? Let's see who else on here. Hey, Michaela, Latoya, Joseph, Dwayne, Derek, Chanel, Lori, Katie, Sheila. Look at Sheila, Bev, Linda, Michael, Peachy. Hi, everybody. Guard your heart, for out of it flows the issues of life. Yes, ma'am. Remember last week we were talking about guarding your heart. And I just want to encourage you guys to guard your hearts, guard your mind, guard your spirit. A lot of times we miss out because we're trying to do it on our own. And I've been guilty of that. I have had to get to a place where I go to Jesus and I'm like, Lord, I cannot do this. I need your help. I need you to help me. My mind is not right. I'm not seeing this situation the right way. I feel like my hope is deferred. We have to be honest and open about that. Hey, Maggie, we have to be willing to confront those areas that are difficult to deal with. We have to be able to confront that pain and that hurt to get to where we need to be. So I want to encourage you guys to not allow your hope to be deferred, but to do what Crowder and Torrin Wells are saying about put all of your hope in Jesus. I'll be back a little later. Make sure you share this video and like it, and make sure you pre-order your copy of the new book. help save me from my broken heart. Love you guys. Talk to y'all later. All right, YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe and share and comment. I love you guys, and we'll be back with more.